In the heart of New York City, a moment unfolded that was more than just a religious observance. It was a symbol of unity, respect, and the growing recognition of diverse faiths in the United States. During the sacred month of Ramadan, the Muslim community gathered for Tarawi prayers, a special set of prayers offered only during this holy month. Tarawi is more than just a ritual. It's a powerful act of faith, a time for deep spiritual reflection, connection to the divine, and a shared experience of devotion. And this year, something extraordinary happened. An event that brought the attention of many, including former President Donald Trump, marking a historic moment of faith. This event isn't just about the prayers themselves, but rather the recognition of the Muslim community's presence, dedication, and the significance of their practices. It is a moment that represents how far we've come in the journey toward understanding, tolerance, and unity across different religious communities. This particular moment transcended political and cultural boundaries, illustrating that even in the most polarized times, there is room for respect, acknowledgement, and growth. For Muslims around the world, Taraweeh prayers are a time of deep connection with God, where they seek spiritual renewal and strength. For the city of New York, a melting pot of cultures and faiths, this gathering was a reminder of the richness of diversity and the importance of coexisting in harmony. And in a time when religious identities can sometimes lead to division, the fact that a prominent public figure like Trump took the time to acknowledge this sacred moment speaks volumes. But beyond Trump's reaction lies the greater significance of what this event represents. It is a reflection of the ongoing evolution of the American narrative, one that at its core is about acceptance and inclusivity. The American identity has always been built on the idea of a nation of immigrants, a land where diverse cultures, traditions, and beliefs can coexist. And moments like this Taraweeh gathering remind us that this spirit of inclusion is not just something to be remembered in the pages of history books. It is something that is alive and unfolding in the present. When we think of New York City, we often think of its diversity. It's a city where people of all faiths, backgrounds, and cultures come together to build something bigger than themselves. The scene during these Taraweeh prayers in New York was not just about the Muslim community. It was a reflection of the city's ability to embrace and celebrate its differences. The sight of so many people, all united in their faith, was a powerful statement about the strength that comes from diversity and shared values. It's a moment where the lines between religion and culture blur, and what stands out is the common human experience of seeking meaning, peace, and connection. Trump's reaction to this moment, as significant as it may be, is not just about him as an individual. It represents a broader shift in how faith is recognized in the public sphere. In a time when the conversation around religion often feels divisive and contentious, this moment offers hope. It reminds us that no matter our political affiliations, no matter our backgrounds, we can find common ground in our shared human experience. We can recognize the value in each other's traditions and beliefs, and in doing so, foster a culture of respect and understanding. For the Muslim community in the US, this historic moment is a reminder of the resilience and strength that faith provides. Taraweeh is a time of devotion, but it's also a time of community, a reminder that despite challenges, the Muslim community continues to thrive and make meaningful contributions to American society. To see such recognition from a prominent figure like Trump is a testament to the progress that has been made in terms of faith, identity, and acceptance. It's a reminder that, while there are still obstacles to overcome, moments like this show that change is possible and progress is being made. This moment also speaks to the power of representation. The Muslim community has long fought to have their voices heard and their traditions respected. For many, the Taraweeh prayers in New York were more than just an expression of faith. They were an affirmation that they belong, that their practices are worthy of acknowledgement, and that they too contribute to the broader fabric of American life. When public figures, especially those as influential as Trump, take notice, it sends a powerful message to the wider society that respect for all faiths is not just a nicety, but a necessity for true unity and understanding. In a world where faith often becomes a source of division, moments like this one remind us of the power of religion to unite, inspire, and strengthen communities. It's a call for us to look beyond our differences and find common ground in our shared pursuit of truth, peace, and spiritual fulfillment. As we reflect on this historic moment, let us remember that every faith, every belief, and every tradition has the potential to enrich our collective experience. And it is in acknowledging and celebrating these differences that we can truly build a society that is united, strong, and compassionate. This historic moment of faith is a reflection of what is possible when we come together, not in spite of our differences, but because of them. It is a reminder that no matter where we come from or what we believe, we are all part of this shared human journey. And it's in moments like these that we can see the potential for a better, more inclusive world. Let this be a reminder of the strength that lies in unity, the power of faith, and the importance of respect for one another in creating a better future for all. Trump's acknowledgement of religious diversity, especially his reaction to the NYC Tarawih prayers, marks a significant moment in how the U.S. approaches religious pluralism. For many years, religious diversity in the United States has been a topic of debate, with certain religious communities facing marginalization or misunderstanding. However, this historic moment of recognizing a Muslim practice in such a public and significant way by a former U.S. president signals a potential shift in how religious communities, specifically Muslims, are seen and respected in mainstream American society. Historically, the relationship between the U.S. political sphere and Islam has been contentious, especially with political rhetoric often associating Islam with extremism or divisiveness. From the rise of Islamophobia following the 9/11 attacks to the political rhetoric that surrounded the debate over the so-called Muslim ban, many Muslim Americans have felt that their faith was under attack. The lack of acknowledgement of Islamic practices in the political and public arena often resulted in alienation and a sense of being unwelcome. However, Trump's reaction to the NYC Tarawih prayers offers a different narrative. While he may not have directly participated in the prayers or fully embraced Islamic practices, his acknowledgement of this moment shows that religious diversity, including the Muslim faith, is something to be respected, even by public figures who have often been at odds with these communities. This action reflects the idea that different religious practices, especially in such an inclusive and diverse society like New York City, should be celebrated rather than feared. This public acknowledgement of Muslim practices during Ramadan, specifically the Tarawi prayers, highlights the significance of the Muslim faith in a secular, multicultural society. It is an acknowledgement of the contributions that Muslims make to society and an endorsement of their right to express their religious beliefs freely without facing backlash or misunderstanding. Trump's reaction to such an important event can be seen as a sign that despite the polarized political climate, there is room for recognizing and respecting the religious freedoms of all Americans, regardless of their faith. The Tarawi prayers, which are held during the holy month of Ramadan, serve as a reminder of the importance of community, spiritual growth, and self-reflection. The prayers themselves are not only a form of devotion, but also a shared experience for Muslims around the world. When someone as influential as Trump takes notice of this sacred event, it sends a message that such moments matter. It demonstrates that the American ethos of religious freedom and respect is still alive, even if it is tested at times. In a larger context, this acknowledgement serves as a beacon for change. It shows that American society is capable of evolving and becoming more inclusive, where the practice of one's faith is not a source of division, but rather a celebration of diversity. If this recognition of Islamic traditions becomes more commonplace, it could pave the way for greater acceptance, understanding, and unity among Americans of different faiths. The importance of Tarawi prayers in Islam cannot be overstated, as they hold a special significance during the month of Ramadan. Tarawi is a set of prayers performed by Muslims after the Isha night prayer during Ramadan. They are not just acts of worship, but also moments of reflection, connection with the divine, and spiritual renewal. For Muslims, these prayers symbolize discipline, devotion, and the importance of community. Tarawi prayers are an opportunity to enhance one's relationship with God, ask for forgiveness, and seek blessings for oneself and others. In many Muslim communities around the world, including New York City, the Tarawi prayers are a major part of the Ramadan experience. They are conducted in congregation, where Muslims come together in mosques, community centers, or even open spaces to pray as one. This collective prayer serves as a reminder of the strength found in community and unity. The sense of togetherness that comes with Tarawi prayer is one of the most beautiful aspects of the Islamic faith, as it provides an opportunity for Muslims to support each other spiritually, share in the communal blessings of Ramadan, and feel a sense of belonging within the Muslim Ummah, global community. For Muslims living in non-Muslim majority countries like the United States, these prayers are especially significant. They represent not just a religious practice, but also an assertion of faith in a society that may not always understand or appreciate the depth of their religious traditions. The sight of Muslims gathering for Tarawi prayers in a major city like New York can be both empowering and inspiring. It serves as a visible reminder that Islam, with its rich traditions and spiritual practices, is a thriving and integral part of American society. The gathering for Tarawi prayers in New York specifically is an example of the vibrant and diverse Muslim community in the US. The fact that these prayers are taking place in the heart of a bustling, multicultural city highlights the peaceful coexistence of various religions, cultures, and traditions. It shows that even in the midst of a diverse urban landscape, moments of deep faith and devotion can flourish and be respected by all. Moreover, for many Muslims, Tarawi represents an opportunity for spiritual growth and self-discipline. It is a time when individuals strive to strengthen their relationship with God, purify their hearts, and seek personal transformation. These nightly prayers are seen as a time to forgive past mistakes, express gratitude for blessings, and set intentions for the future. In a world filled with distractions and challenges, Tarawi offers a moment of peace and introspection. It reminds Muslims to slow down, connect with their faith, and renew their commitment to leading a righteous and purposeful life. In this context, the acknowledgement of such a significant religious moment by prominent figures, including public officials, can play a powerful role in normalizing and celebrating the diversity of faiths in the country. As we see in the case of Trump's reaction to the NYC Tarawih prayers, moments like these carry more weight than just the act of recognition. They serve as a reflection of how faith is woven into the social fabric of modern America. The recognition of such religious practices symbolizes a step toward a more inclusive society where different beliefs are respected and valued. It's a reminder that despite the differences between faiths, the shared values of peace, respect, and devotion can unite us all. For Muslims, the Tarawi prayers are an embodiment of both individual and collective faith. They are a practice that brings together a community in devotion, offering an opportunity to reflect on the values of discipline, charity, and empathy. For the wider society, witnessing such moments provides a chance to better understand and appreciate the diverse religious practices that enrich the nation. The role of media in highlighting faith events, particularly ones as significant as the NYC Tarawih prayers, is crucial in shaping public perception and understanding. Media platforms have the power to frame how we view various communities, their practices, and their values. Often, when religion is depicted in the media, it is portrayed through a lens of controversy or misunderstanding. However, when media outlets shine a light on peaceful, meaningful religious gatherings like the Tarawi prayers, they offer an opportunity to reshape the narratives surrounding different faiths, including Islam. In the case of the NYC Tarawih prayers, the media coverage served as a reminder that Islamic practices are not only vibrant, but are also part of the cultural and religious tapestry of American life. By reporting on the event, the media helped elevate this moment of faith to a broader audience, allowing people who may not have been familiar with the significance of Tarawi to learn about it and understand its importance. This kind of exposure is vital in dispelling misconceptions and creating a more nuanced, respectful view of Islam and its practices. Moreover, the media has the ability to foster greater understanding between different religious communities. By showcasing events that highlight the devotion and spirituality of Muslims, the media can help bridge gaps in knowledge and promote interfaith dialogue. This is particularly important in a society like the United States, where religious diversity is growing and where misunderstandings can lead to division and intolerance. Media coverage of events like Tarawi prayers provides an opportunity for people from various backgrounds to see beyond stereotypes and engage with the faith on a deeper level. Additionally, the way media frames such events can have a significant impact on how they are received by the public. When positive, respectful coverage is given to religious observances, it helps normalize these practices and underscores their importance in the lives of those who participate in them. This can lead to greater acceptance and integration of diverse religious communities into the broader social fabric. For Muslims in America, media coverage of events like Tarawi prayers serves as a reminder that their faith is not only respected, but also recognized as an essential part of the American religious landscape. However, it is also important to recognize that media coverage can sometimes be biased or one-dimensional, depending on the outlet's agenda or perspective. In many cases, coverage of Islam in the media has been skewed to focus on negative aspects, overshadowing the rich cultural, spiritual, and intellectual contributions of the Muslim community. That's why balanced and fair media coverage of religious events, like the NYC Tarawih prayers, is so essential. It provides an opportunity to showcase the diversity within the Muslim community while also humanizing the faith for a broader audience. In Trump's reaction to the NYC Tarawih prayers, we see an example of how media can elevate a moment and offer it the significance it deserves. This acknowledgement, highlighted by media coverage, carries weight not only because of the person acknowledging it, but because it signals a recognition of the Muslim community's role in American society. Media plays an instrumental role in ensuring that such moments do not go unnoticed and that they are appreciated for the positive impact they have on interfaith relations. Ultimately, the media's role in highlighting such faith events is not just about showcasing religion, it's about building a more inclusive society where people of all faiths feel seen, heard, and respected. In the case of the NYC Tarawih prayers, media coverage helped amplify a moment of faith that might have otherwise gone unnoticed, inviting a wider audience to engage with and understand the Muslim community in a way that is informed, respectful, and free from stereotypes. The media, when it chooses to highlight religious diversity in a fair and balanced way, becomes a powerful tool in promoting unity, understanding, and mutual respect in society. Trump's impact on Muslim relations in America has been a subject of great discussion and controversy, particularly during his presidency. His statements and policies regarding Muslims, such as the infamous Muslim ban, often painted Islam and its followers in a negative light. However, his reaction to the NYC Tarawih prayers marks a shift in the narrative and offers an opportunity to reflect on how political figures can play a role in shaping public perceptions of religious communities, particularly Muslims. Throughout his tenure as president, Trump's rhetoric surrounding Islam and Muslim Americans often focused on security concerns, and he aligned himself with policies that many viewed as hostile toward Muslims. His administration's actions, including the travel ban on several predominantly Muslim countries, created a climate of fear and division, making many Muslims feel marginalized and alienated in their own country. This rhetoric led to a broader cultural conversation about how Muslims in America were perceived and treated, with many feeling as though their faith and identity were under constant scrutiny. However, Trump's reaction to the NYC Tarawih prayers represents a significant departure from the more divisive stance he often took during his time in office. By acknowledging the prayers, he not only recognized the Muslim community's right to practice their faith openly, but also helped to normalize the visibility of Islam in American society. This moment of acknowledgement carries weight, not just because of the individual involved, but because it signals that even in a polarized political landscape, there is space for dialogue, respect, and understanding between communities. This shift could be seen as a sign of the growing influence of Muslim communities in America, where their presence and contributions are increasingly being recognized and valued. Despite the challenges many Muslim Americans face due to the political climate, moments like this indicate that progress can still be made, even in the face of adversity. Trump's public recognition of the Tarawih prayers shows that faith, when respected and embraced, can serve as a bridge between communities, allowing for greater unity and acceptance. Though for Muslim Americans, the acknowledgement of their religious practices by such a prominent political figure is a step toward greater inclusion and visibility. It signals that their faith and their presence in American society are not only accepted but respected. This type of recognition can help combat the feelings of marginalization that many Muslim Americans have experienced, especially in the wake of negative political rhetoric. When public figures, regardless of their political affiliations, acknowledge the importance of religious practices like Tarawi, it sends a message of inclusion and unity. However, this moment also invites further reflection on the broader issue of how Muslim relations in America can continue to improve. While the acknowledgement of the NYC Tarawih prayers is a positive step, there remains much work to be done to address the lingering issues of Islamophobia and discrimination that still affect Muslim communities across the country. It is not enough for Muslim Americans to merely be tolerated or acknowledged during significant moments. There needs to be a sustained effort to create an environment where all Americans, regardless of their faith, feel truly included and respected. This moment, however small it may seem, can serve as a catalyst for further change. It is a reminder that progress is possible, and that even in a politically charged atmosphere, acts of respect and recognition can pave the way for greater understanding. Trump's reaction to the NYC Tarawih prayers serves as an example of how political figures, regardless of their stance, can influence public opinion and promote a culture of inclusivity. While it is just one moment in time, it provides a glimpse into the potential for more positive, meaningful interactions between political figures and Muslim communities in the future. The road to improving Muslim relations in America is long and filled with challenges, but moments like this show that there is hope for greater respect and understanding. As we look to the future, it is important to continue fostering an environment where Muslim Americans can practice their faith without fear of discrimination, where their contributions to society are recognized, and where they are treated with the same dignity and respect as all other citizens. Trump's reaction to the NYC Tarawih prayers, while a small step, could be seen as an indication that progress is indeed possible, and that the Muslim community in America is moving toward a more inclusive and accepting future. The role of community engagement in fostering a deeper understanding of religious practices such as the NYC Tarawih prayers is critical in promoting social harmony and religious tolerance. In today's increasingly interconnected world, it's easy to overlook the importance of community-based interactions when it comes to bridging the gap between different faiths. However, moments like the NYC Tarawih prayers provide an opportunity for community engagement that can lead to meaningful conversations, greater respect, and increased cultural appreciation across diverse groups. One of the key reasons why community engagement is so important in fostering understanding is that it humanizes the experience of faith. It's one thing to read about a religion or watch a documentary about a particular practice, but it's another to witness it firsthand, to be part of the shared experience. Tarawi prayers, which are held nightly during the holy month of Ramadan, provide a perfect example of how religious practices can be both deeply personal and communal. As Muslims gather together in mosques or community centers for these prayers, they not only worship but also create a space for unity, support, and connection. These communal moments allow individuals to bond, share in their spirituality, and find common ground with others who might share similar beliefs. Community engagement with practices like the Tarawi prayers also provides an opportunity for non-husbands to learn more about Islam in a real-world context. It's one thing to read or hear about a religion from an academic or theological standpoint, but it's a different experience to witness it in action. For those unfamiliar with the significance of Tarawi prayers, seeing Muslims come together for this special time of prayer can break down misconceptions and foster empathy. It offers a window into the rich spiritual life that so many people experience daily and can challenge any preconceived notions of what it means to be Muslim. Importantly, these moments of engagement can also serve as a counter to the negative narratives often perpetuated about Islam and Muslims. In a time where media can sometimes focus on divisive, extremist, or negative portrayals of Islam, seeing a community of Muslims coming together for a peaceful and sacred purpose helps to balance the conversation. This type of engagement showcases the values that Muslims hold dear, such as community, charity, self-discipline, and spirituality. When the broader public sees these values in action, it helps to shift the narrative from one of fear and misunderstanding to one of respect and appreciation. Furthermore, community engagement helps to build stronger interfaith relationships. In multicultural cities like New York, where people of different religions, backgrounds, and cultures coexist, building relationships between various faith communities is vital to maintaining social harmony. By participating in or supporting interfaith events or simply attending services or community prayers like the Tarawi, individuals from different faiths can engage in meaningful conversations, share their experiences, and explore the commonalities between their beliefs. These types of interactions foster mutual respect and understanding and help reduce prejudice and ignorance. The significance of Trump's reaction to the NYC Tarawih prayers in this context is not only about one individual's recognition of a religious practice, but about the broader impact that such acknowledgement can have on community dynamics. As a public figure, Trump's response to these prayers signals to the wider public that it is possible to engage with different religious practices respectfully. It encourages other political figures, leaders, and citizens to do the same, reinforcing the idea that religious pluralism should be celebrated, not feared. For Muslim Americans, seeing such recognition is important because it sends the message that their faith is valued and accepted in the public sphere. In a society where Muslims sometimes feel marginalized or misunderstood, these moments of recognition remind them that their religious identity is an essential part of the national fabric. It gives Muslim Americans the space to practice their faith openly and with pride, knowing that their spiritual practices are acknowledged by others, even in the most prominent public spaces. In the larger scheme of things, community engagement around religious practices like Tarawi offers an opportunity for all people, regardless of their faith, to come together, learn from one another, and share in the common goal of fostering a more inclusive and peaceful society. It's through these moments of connection that we can truly build bridges of understanding and work toward a future where diversity is celebrated and respect for all beliefs is the norm. By engaging with each other's faiths and traditions, we contribute to a society where everyone, regardless of their background or religion, feels respected, valued, and included. The broader societal impact of recognizing religious practices like the NYC Tarawih prayers extends far beyond just the Muslim community. It highlights the importance of embracing diversity in all its forms. In a world where divisions and polarization often dominate public discourse, acknowledging the shared human experience of faith can be a powerful force for unity. This moment serves as a reminder that embracing religious diversity enriches society and promotes peace, understanding, and mutual respect among different communities. When religious practices such as the Tarawi prayers are publicly recognized and respected, it reflects a larger societal commitment to fostering an environment where people of different faiths can coexist without fear of discrimination or alienation. In the United States, a nation that prides itself on its foundation of religious freedom and pluralism, the recognition of Islam's practices during Ramadan represents not only a cultural milestone, but also a reaffirmation of the values that have long defined the country. The recognition of such a significant religious event also signals the importance of religious freedom. In societies where people of different beliefs are free to practice their faith without interference or prejudice, the strength of that society is not just found in its economic power or military might, but in the respect and tolerance shown toward the diversity of its people. Acknowledging the Tarawi prayers is a reflection of a commitment to upholding these core values of freedom and respect for one another's rights to worship as they choose. Furthermore, recognizing moments of faith like the Tarawi prayers can have a ripple effect on how individuals view their own relationship with their faith and the role it plays in their daily lives. For Muslims, the public acknowledgement of their sacred practices serves as validation and encouragement to continue living their faith with pride. It reminds them that their spiritual practices are seen as legitimate and important, which can reinforce their sense of belonging and identity within the broader societal framework. This societal recognition also plays a pivotal role in combating negative stereotypes and misconceptions about Islam and Muslim communities. For years, Muslim Americans have had to contend with media portrayals and political rhetoric that often depict them in a negative light. By publicly recognizing religious practices like the Tarawi prayers, society at large signals that they are not defined by these negative stereotypes, but rather are valued members of the community who contribute positively to the cultural and spiritual landscape of the nation. This helps to shift the narrative from one of suspicion and fear to one of inclusion and respect. In addition, the recognition of such events by political figures and the media offers a unique opportunity to reshape the public narrative about Muslims in America. It encourages a more balanced and fair portrayal, where Muslims are seen for their humanity, values, and contributions to society, rather than solely through the lens of conflict or extremism. Such moments can act as a counterbalance to the often divisive rhetoric that may seek to marginalize or isolate Muslim communities, helping to promote unity rather than division. Finally, these moments of recognition and engagement can foster a deeper understanding of Islam among non-Muslims. For those unfamiliar with the significance of Ramadan and Tarawi prayers, seeing such events acknowledged in public spaces offers an opportunity to learn and appreciate the spiritual richness of the Muslim faith. This understanding can lead to a more harmonious society where people from different backgrounds respect and support each other's religious practices, building bridges instead of walls. Trump's recognition of the NYC Tarawih prayers is more than just a symbolic gesture. It is a powerful reminder of the importance of religious acceptance and the role that leaders, media, and individuals can play in promoting a culture of inclusion. It underscores that, despite our differences, we share a common humanity that deserves to be acknowledged and respected. When we embrace each other's faiths and practices, we contribute to a society where diversity is celebrated and where people can live in harmony, regardless of their beliefs. This is the future that we should strive for, one where every person, regardless of religion, feels valued, included, and respected. In conclusion, the moment when Trump acknowledged the NYC Tarawih prayers serves as a significant reminder of the power of recognition and respect for religious practices, not only for Muslims but for all faiths. It underscores the importance of embracing religious diversity and the role it plays in building a more inclusive and understanding society. Through this recognition, we are reminded that religion is not just about individual beliefs, but about how communities come together to support one another, fostering an environment of peace, mutual respect, and shared values. This event also highlights the importance of public figures, media, and society as a whole in shaping narratives that promote unity rather than division. By publicly acknowledging such important religious moments, we create space for greater understanding, breaking down stereotypes and misconceptions that have often plagued Muslim communities. It is through these acts of respect and inclusion that we can ensure a future where people of all faiths coexist harmoniously, where differences are celebrated, and where everyone has the freedom to practice their beliefs without fear or discrimination. As we continue to move forward, let this moment of recognition inspire us all to engage in meaningful dialogues, to educate ourselves about one another's faiths, and to commit to fostering a world where respect for religious practices and freedom is the norm, not the exception. Thank you for taking the time to engage with this message. I hope it has sparked reflection and a deeper understanding of the importance of religious recognition in creating a harmonious, inclusive society. Let's continue to work towards a world where every individual, regardless of their faith, is embraced with dignity and respect. Thank you once again, and may we all strive for peace and unity in our shared human journey.